Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Well, then I'll start the show. This is TS Talk Shop, the first in 2026. The first TS, we are back 2026, and it's our year of bluntness. As you know, on TS, we say one thing: we tell the truth and let the chips fall where the bloody hell may. Yeah? And we say all the time that no matter what you do, folks, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. You can't hide the truth, though. Truth is like a cork. Submerge it, it will pop back up. And the final question that we always ask folks: what time is it? And now more than ever, it is nation time. Thank you very, very much. It's nation time. And if you remember last year, as I was signing off, I told you that this year we have to, how do I call it? We have to double up our efforts to help build this nation. Do you know why? Because the apostles of Jandam, I told you, if you think that they were worse before, the apostles of Jandam have all lined up. There's a group called, and I tell you the chairman of the group, I think the group is called YENHU Academy. YENHU Academy. And do you know the chairman of the YENHU Academy? My own nephew called Dennis Miracles Aboagye, chairman of YENHU Academy. Let me tell you something, folks. Listen, there's always this, I think, picture or a statue of three monkeys. I'm sure you've seen it. Three monkeys. One is like this, and on your friend, see no evil. And then there's another one which is like this, which is hear no evil. And the other one is like this, and she speak no evil. You know why I'm saying this? Because the YENHU Academy, I compare them to this statue there. The YENHU Academy. One say, no matter what changes have come, I'm saying, really? Look, let me say something. Let me say something. This episode, I'm just going to dedicate it to the shameless Jandam. So let me say something, folks. Me, Charlie, we all have our biases. We all have people that we respect and people that we don't care for. And natural. Let me tell you, I have complete respect for somebody who will tell KSM, me MPP, Muhammad, you're fine, but me a family. To which somebody would tell me straight up that me, I belong to the MPP, I'm a die-hard sycophant MPP. I don't care what they say. I know Muhammad has done some good. I'm aware that there have been some good changes, but I don't care. Because I'm a sycophant, I'm MPP. Do you know, I have more respect for somebody who will tell me this. More respect for somebody who will say this to me than for somebody who will say, oh, forget it, nothing has happened. You know, sometimes I respect people who will truthfully tell you, say, yeah, there'll be one or two changes there, but still, I'm not for the party. I understand, I respect. But for those of you who will say nothing has happened, honestly, I think you have to really examine yourself mentally, kakrebi, because something is not right. Really? Really? I mean, for God's sake, we have seen changes in this country. It's been 1 year since Mahama has resumed office, and there has been changes. If you ask me today, is that all? No. I'll be very, very disappointed if everything that we are talking about that has happened, that we appreciate, we say that's all we're expecting. No. Hell no. We are expecting a whole lot more. There's so much more to be accomplished in Ghana, folks. And we all know that. When you talk about health, talk about education, talk even about our roads, talk about everything, folks. The fact is, there is so much more. So anybody out there who is like jumping for joy, saying, "Oh, yeah, all I say all the time is that we have started, and from all indications, we are on a good trajectory. We have started, and from all indications, we are on a good trajectory. So what? So please, let us give the government all the backing it needs so that we stay where we are. Not stay there and forget to, but we stay and improve. Already the foundation for better development is showing signs. So let's just make sure that this thing does not become a 9-day wonder or a 1-day wonder. That's all I'm begging. But the fact is, changes have taken place. Look, I own this car, and normally, who owns a car doesn't know where how the gauge reads. Normally, how my gauge was reading, it was so close to empty, it was not joking. And normally, from where it was, if I had to buy fuel, I would have spent a minimum of 1,000, 1,100 to bring it to full. Now I drive my car in, and at 600, now I am. This is not a change? Or it's a change, but I mean, I don't get it, you know. I'm saying this because the chairman of the YENHU Academy made some ridiculous statements. And I said, Samekai. So the real Jandam is going to start now. Because the YENHU Academy, I think they're going to start what we call the People's Forum to bring people who have complaints. Before even I get to what happened, let me say it is the #1 most childish and childlike thinking to say that, oh, people are complaining, so nothing has changed. It is the most childish explanation. Let me tell you why. Even during COVID, when people were dying, even during COVID, where it was seen as a big catastrophe has hit the nation, people made money. There were people who benefited from the catastrophe. I'm saying this to say that no matter the circumstance, you can single out somebody that is benefiting and somebody that is losing, no matter what. You know, so to do a people's forum and to line up people, say, there's this market woman, she has complaints, bring her. And then from there, now let's go to the mechanics. Fit away, when you complain, and no, I'm going to complain. Then we go forward. American doctor, please come. Don't you have complaints? You have complaints. And to think that in your small-minded thinking, you know, because you can single out people who have complaints, you know, that should be used as a general trademark of what is happening, you know. It is so childish. Miracles. Listen to this, folks. It's only a clown who would tell you that the appreciation of the cedi is not having a good impact on our economy. Only a clown. Who can say what the cedi appreciate, it doesn't have any impact. Only a clown will come and tell you that, listen, in spite of the fact that the cedi has appreciated against the dollar, it doesn't make any sense. Now let me tell you something comical, very comical, that the chairman of YENHU Academy did with market women. I just want to show you that clip, then I'll come and comment. Look at this. Take a look at this.
Maybe to any dollar na mudidija. The dollar na da kosuro, e beba fomo, e be sinse enwemo. Me fine yahwe. Me kota, me the cedis na koto. Me the car na ba, me the cedis na tia driver na car.
So you see the very intelligent, brilliant chairman of YENHU Academy actually has brought evidence. This is the evidence. This woman says, nothing has changed. The woman says, me, I don't trade in dollars, I trade in cedis. So whether the dollar goes high or low, it doesn't affect me. What bother dash? And you yourself, Miracle, airing this. If you're thinking, don't you realize that there's a lot of crap in that? So then the dollar should go. So is this what you're saying, that so it doesn't matter how the cedi appreciates or depreciates against the dollar? Miracles, is that your argument? Because you have now brought in your witnesses to give evidence that they don't care, they don't deal in dollars. So whether this goes up so low, they don't care. Oh, challenge kwala sempe. One time I said this as a joke, and people thought I was joking. I went to buy, your friend is saying, roasted plantain. What your friend is saying, coffee brookman. And the price had gone high. This was some years back. No? And I was joking, say, na koko crab one I didn't say. And then the woman who was selling it said, bra pacho dollar no. I mean, it sounded crazy that somebody out koko atutuno is telling me that her rates have gone up because of the dollar. It sounded crazy. But the logic is this. The cedi has depreciated, which means the value will go up. So why do you line up one or two people who say, me too, I'm a sycophant for you, so and then and then you teach them what they all say, you coach them and present them to the public, say this is a general forum, these are people are picked at random. Really? Take your camera and go to a friend is saying the market at random and start talking to market women and let them tell you that everything is bad, nothing has changed. Then I know you're doing something, not somebody you hire and go and coach.
Maybe to any dollar na mudidija. The dollar na da kosuro, e da ba fomo, e da sinse enwemo. Me fine yahwe. Me kota, me the cedis na koto. Me the car na ba, me the cedis na tia driver na car.
Look. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. This is what we are seeing now. That the members of what I call the YENHU Academy and their principal say there's nothing has changed in Ghana. Really. And you watch, from nothing has changed in Ghana, very soon they are going to tell you that even the small changes that have come that are good are coming because Bawumia made that decision.
That's why I said, look, Bawumia is a good statesman. It's a very fine statesman. And this policy that has driven what we are having today, being perfected by the NDC under the Gold Board, is his brainchild.
Let's stop kidding around, folks. Medu point behind time see this year is a year of bluntness. Let's stop kidding around. Let's stop fooling around. Look, if you don't have anything to say, it's okay to keep quiet. But don't openly open your mouth and present things the wrong way and think that the people you are talking to are actually nodding their heads in agreement. Look, let us build this country. This is the only country that we have. So let those of us who want to build it, and stop the jandam. You know, now you have a People's Assembly and you find out to find people who oppose the code. Is that difficult? And should that be used as a measure of the state of the nation? Yenya concert here, no. I think you brought on some women who you said told you about some prayer. Let me listen to what they said there.
Today, Kenke is selling for 7 cents. And other places in Koforidua, the women are telling me, when it gets to your turn, please, telling me that they are buying Kenke for 10 cents.
You heard that? So women have told them prices they have bought. Kenke things. Please, how academic is that? How have you polled people? Have you gone out for data? Have you? And I also bring women. If I also bring women who come and tell you right now that they buy Kenke for 5 cedis or 6 cedis, where does it end us? You can always pick people and tell them what you want them to say. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So folks, you know why I'm talking about this today? Because of what I call YENHU Academy. Nothing good will be seen. Nothing good will be spoken about, and nothing good will be heard. Everything is bad. Nothing has changed. How can anybody look any Ghanaian in the face right now and say nothing has changed? Yes, we are grappling with a few things. There's no question about it. The kind of change that we all want is not here yet. The kind of change that we want Ghana to ascribe for is not what we have. Even a 2-year-old person knows that. It is not what we want. But that does not mean that there is nothing good and significant about what is going on in this country. Please, let's be real. Risa, come down. The dollar was being bought for 17 cedis plus at some point. It has come down to as recently as 10.4. Which is saying, look, miracles, if you are an MPP, and we know you are, and I know you are, I don't know whether you're the campaign head for Mr. Baumio and everything. I know that. We all know that. But please, talk to Ghanaians and show that you have at least a little bit of respect for their thinking. Don't think that you can parade people on TV and decide that because you have done that, that is it. All Ghanaians are going to watch it and say, hey, Charlie, don't do 10 cedis. I want America to be back here. Hey, Nema say you. Is that what you're expecting? If that's what you're expecting, then please go ahead, you know. Dr. Baumia, one of the things that I'm sad is that you haven't actually listened to some of the members of your campaign team and the kind of things they say that reflect on you. Maybe you would have recalled some of them. But anyway, let's move on. Folks, certain things, whether you like it or not, have changed. Fuel price has changed. The strength of our currency has changed. It's more stable and it's more strong. And the interest rates have changed. It's more, the recognition of international countries about the potential upsurgence of our economy is all over. These things have changed. At one point, the cedi was named the best performing currency. This is the same cedi where we were exchanging it for $17+, which Dr. Baumia said is locked the rate and giving the key to the IGP. So from now on, it's all going to be stable.
And you have seen a stability return to the exchange rate. In fact, for the year, the cedi has appreciated in value. When we came in, it was running. Essentially, we have arrested it. and the IGP has the keys. He's locked it up. We've arrested it.
Did that happen? No. And so, from somebody coming from that tradition, that we all know, we're all aware, that somebody at one point says, I've locked the rates. See, they didn't call me, you have locked it with the Kinama IGP. We all had it. You are a member of the team that's campaigning for this person. To open your mouth and say, nothing has changed. And using that market woman's explanation of the dollar was so lame. Jandamite, I had time. That's why I say this time around, you go boot for boot. When you bring Jandam, we also explain why it is so lame. Folks, I'm said there are more, what do you call that things, people's from coming. I'm going to find a time where I can sit down and we'll analyze it point by point here. We'll play it on there and then we analyze it for all of us to see the folly and the sadness. And I keep saying this, having said all that, I'll be, me standing here right now, I'll be a fool to say that we have reached where we are going to. And those of you who follow this program, I always say, which means no matter how far we think we have gone, there is even more to do that we have done so far. Do you know the gaps we have before we get to a place where we say, when it comes to health, our people are okay? Do you know the gaps? Do you know the gaps we have to conquer before we say that now when we talk about education, we are okay? Do you know the gaps we have to overcome before we get to a point where we say, now the economy, everything is okay? Massive! And I know that. And that's what I say. Let's all get together and work together and build this. Because it can happen. Let's not joke about it, folks. This is the only country we have. This is the only country we have. And miracles, just so I make you aware, maybe you're not aware, but we went through 8 years of decadence. Went through 8 years of decay. We all know that. And if it just so happens that at the beginning of the change, something looks positive and looks like finally we are heading in the right direction. All I'm saying is this: let's all use our brains to help make sure that we continue in this trajectory. To be very, very sad for me, and I say it all the time. So, regardless of how nicely we have started, how smoothly things are going, and how we are enjoying it, it will be very, 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 very sad when we get to a place where things start to dismantle. It will be very, very sad for me, but I know what's the academy pool? YENHU Academy. You rejoice. You will rejoice. Hey, Ghana say you, Ghana say, Ghana say, you are people. Miracles, you and your gang, you will jump for joy when you hear any indication that things are not going well. You'll be happy. How sad? How sad? Does that make you normal? Knowing that you're in a country that we have people, we have our youth who will cross the desert to go to foreign countries for jobs. We have our youth who will now sell like dog chains, and they have finished with universities and things, but because of unemployment, they have to resort to sad things. That's what we are facing. However, when there's a regime that looks like it is trying to straighten things out, why don't we all join in and make sure we straighten it, than just keep praying that things fall so that you can jubilate. Hey, Abana say, I feel the Master, let me tell you bluntly, if all your life, the most important thing in your life and what you're looking for is to get power, then let me tell you something. You are mentally defective. At least look for power, but look for power so that you can use the power to transform the country. Look for power so that you can rebuild stuff. Look for power so that the coming generations who have no clue where they're heading to will have a future to look up to. This is the only country we have. And all our fight should be this. That's why I say somebody like you, Miracles, and I mention you by name. I swear to God, if it was under Nana Akufo-Addo and the CD was now exchanging at 10 to the dollar, you will be the first person to come out and praise Nana Addo or praise Bawumia and praise the party for being so considerate and hardworking that they have reduced the amount. But because it is not your candidate, but happen to come from a candidate that you so-called oppose, it is not. You have market women who say that all their lives, they see no mood in $1 no cost for more the more financial.
Maybe $20 na mudidija. $10 na da cost ro. E baba for more. E be sinse enwie mo. Me fine ya. Me kota, me the cities na koto. Me the car na ba, me the cities na tia driver na car.
Now, as an intelligent person like you also have the audacity to showcase them. I remember Miracles. When the city started going crazy and you were in Bola show and Bolaré was talking about the exchange rate. Do you remember what he said? He said even the 17 is fine. Because if it had been under the NDC, the city would have been in the 20s, if not higher. Didn't you say that? Didn't you say that? Listen to you.
Miracles. What do you say now with the dollar at 14.2?
I'm very sure that if in August 4, 2014, the dollar was growing that fast, if the same managers were here today, we'll be buying dollar at 25 cents.
Really?
Yes, because what was happening? Can you tell me what was happening in 2014? For which reason our city should move from 1.2 to 3.9? Can you tell me what was happening? Tell me the extraordinary things we are experiencing now. Even today, this evening as we speak, China, containers from China to Ghana has doubled. Are you aware?
So are you saying that they were better managers? That is why
I am telling you that if they move dollar from 1.2 or 1.3,
it was 3.3 at the time.
No, they took it at 1 cedi.
No,
I'm giving you the
I'm just saying that on August 4, 2015, Dennis Miracles Aboagye, you tweeted and you said that dollar has gone back from 3.3 to 3.9.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it would have been worse. This money. Why was it moving from 3.2 to 3.9? What was happening in 2014?
But now you took it. At the point that you came to power, and now at 14.2.
That is why I'm telling you that. You see,
if they were there, they wouldn't have done
it. It would be worse.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. But why? When you're running an organization, you run an organization with the conditions. The conditions will determine where you can move the organization to. In Ghana today, the challenges we suffer, the challenges we face in the midst of global economy, if these managers were the ones in charge between 2020 and now, we'll be buying dollar at 25 cedis or 30 cedis. Because in 2014, we had no reason to have our dollar where it was at that point.
No reason?
Absolutely. Can you tell me some mention? I can tell you what COVID has done to us. I can tell you what
Ukraine
Russia have done to us. I can tell you what the challenges in Asia has done to us.
Listen to you, sitting in front of the whole nation and justifying that because it's the party you want, because it's the leader you want, even though the CD is depreciating, it's okay. And then you pull that rubbish about, oh, it's okay. If it had been the alternative, it would have been worse. This is what we call pitiful Jandam. Clearly, things are changing. The way I see reset, we are nowhere near where I see it. But I also not be foolish enough to think that, oh, nothing has been reset. Listen to you again.
If this is a reset, then we are in trouble. The People's Forum and the view of the people, as you can see, is that we are not seeing a reset. We are seeing a reverse.
This is no reset. This is the reverse, right? I guess when the dollar rate has dropped, it's a reverse you don't like. First is 17 cedis or $1, and it's been reversed. It's been dropped. So for you, that's a reverse. Folks, what do you mean by there's been a reverse? Is it just to sound like you're politically poetic? I don't know. Folks, this is all I'm saying. And let me say this one thing. As for this miracle, People's Forum, so I chose to comment on that. But it's not even about miracles. It's not even about you. It's about the whole mentality, which I call YENHU Academy. Clearly, now all of you Jandam people, I'm going to put you all in one academy. You're from the YENHU Academy. YENHU Academy. See, they are dropping from 17 to YENHU. They can drop from 1 to 1. YENHU. Why? Because on market women means you at this price. Let's stop kidding around with ourselves, man. Let's focus on building this nation. And for the rest of 2026, this is all I'm going to do. And let me tell you something that might interest you. I'm against Jandam because it's just people sitting down to think about what they can say to lie to people. And even if they didn't think about it, even if it's some misinformation, they will quickly jump on That's why, before I end, let me commend Sammy Jeffy when the whole issue about IMF has said that the gold board or the Bank of Ghana has lost 214 billion. I'm glad that Sammy Jeffy, you yourself, jump on board to explain and to defend. And I'm glad that Mr. Chama, BOG, Governor, you two came up to explain. I'm glad. And for all of you NDC people, appointees, understand that there are a whole lot of falsities and false impressions that are going to be created. And just like Sammy did to come and defend the agency he represents, and the Bank of Ghana did, please, I tell you, Agric, Eriko Pukuoho, whatever energy, Jinapo, if anything comes out and it is wrong, come out quickly as ministers and as sector leaders to defend and explain the truth to the people. Don't leave anything to what they say, communicators. Sometimes the communicators don't know anything. They just go and then even spoil the situation. Sammy Jeffy, you are taking the lead. Mr. Siama, Bank of Ghana, you also followed. From now on, all you NDC appointees who head various segments, the Jandam, expect it. Plenty will come. But be upright, and when it comes, dismiss it with the vehemence. All the vehemence you can carry. Don't let it linger on at all. Dismiss it. Please, take this. And for all the people who are planning Jandam, please be aware that there are people who want this country to progress. And I say this all the time. All the time. And when we come back, I'll do another show, maybe on Friday. I'll tell you something that we Ghanaians as a people must be aware of. That when you hear in the newspaper that the IMF has said something about the gold book, hey, they do a presser. Yes, hey, giddy. Let me tell you something, and I'll tell you about that maybe on Friday when I come back. Let me tell you something. If you ever thought that the IMF, the Bretton Woods and the West are on your side, think again. They are not. If you think they are rooting for Ghana to succeed, they are not. If we fail, it helps them because we keep depending on them. And it's very easy for them to get us to fail because we have the YENHU Academy in Ghana who volunteer. Oh, yeah, it won't work. We must fight Jandam. We must build our nation. Ghana is only one country. It belongs to all of us. And what I blame some of us who are in nation building is that we have kept so quiet and allowed the nation records to take center stage. Those of you who are for nation building, you come back and take center stage and make noise to make sure that we don't give any room for anybody to wreck this country anymore. Oh, by the way, tomorrow on Unfiltered, not on TS, tomorrow on Unfiltered, Musa Dankwa is my guest.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.